Hello everyone, I'm Caroline.
And if you can hear me, I'm Phil.
In theory, we didn't even have anything on screen at first, but we're back after 5 weeks.
A month, or more than a month, yeah.
More than a month, yes.
Yeah.
So thank you all for not forgetting us. It's lovely to see you all in the chat. I'm pointing there because that's where you are in my chat.
I only realised in answering the comments on this week's video, apologies for all the comments I haven't answered over the last couple of months. Life has been extremely hectic and I just didn't get to it, but I've focused on this week's video, answered the comments, and I realised a few people were concerned that we were away but didn't know exactly why we were away, so I have tried to answer in the comments. But as many of you know, my mum was taken ill at the end of August and taken into hospital. She was there for 3 nights. She slept the entire time and peacefully went to be with my dad on the 31st of August. And I was there at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was with her when she left this earth and made her way home. And it's, as I keep telling everybody, it's what Mum wanted. She'd made the decision on the Tuesday that she couldn't manage at home any longer on her own and asked me to ring up to start the ball rolling so that she could go into sheltered accommodation and into a old people's home. And that night she had the best night's sleep ever, she said. In fact, I gave her a breakfast and she said, I'm so tired, I'm going back to bed. She went back to bed on the Wednesday morning. She said, good night, God bless, as I walked out the door, leaving her with her breakfast in bed, and she never woke up again. She stayed asleep for 3 days and she passed away. So it was a peaceful passing, but obviously very sad for my little brother and myself, having lost our big brother 18 months ago. And then, of course, there was all the practical side. Which
is a nightmare.
Mum lived in a beautiful little bungalow, but it belonged to local authorities, so that all had to be emptied, everything had to be done. We've managed to take a break as well during this time, but it's been lovely to know we've had the support, the encouragement and the praise and the love of everybody out there. And it's good to be back tonight.
It is. It's
It
really
is indeed.
strange though. We haven't had a house full on a Saturday evening for weeks and weeks, so it's lovely to have you all here.
No, we haven't been in on a Saturday evening for weeks and weeks. But we're here tonight and you are there. And
Yes,
at the
and
moment it says 37 are watching.
Now,
So.
I've got a little bit of discrepancy, but I'm going to try the first 3 in tonight, and I'm hoping it'll all work. I tried going on, I've got this very technical setup from OBS, which is what I send the videos from, and they've got this little box in the corner with all your lovely comments that I can read, but there for some reason it says, you can't go on here unless you sign in. I went to sign in, it ate all the chat. So I'm trying to get it right. So hopefully, first one in today was, glasses on to be sure, Jen W. So well done, Jen W. Followed by Bonnie Tyler Fat. Well done. And third place, Laura Sully's Creations. Well done. Oh, just pipped to the post was Anne Goodwin. But all of you, every one of you, it's really nice to see you again, to see some familiar names coming back up on the chat again, because we haven't really had a proper chat for weeks.
And as well as the familiar names, some familiar names perhaps that haven't been able to be with us on a regular basis in recent times, because I did notice Nancy's just put up a lovely comment giving her condolence for our loss, and Nancy had put a comment earlier saying, I've made it to a live show at last.
Well,
so lovely to see you, Nancy. So anybody who's back after a while, great to see you. Of course, we're all back after a short while because we've all been off air.
We have. And hello, Bonnie, I see you popped in.
Ah, lovely.
Right, the first thing I'm going to do is, I know this is completely out of order, I'm going to mess everything up, but I'm going to do some happy mail. Now, I've got this thing about a certain shop, and this shop, as far as I'm aware, is only in America. And I just love the name of it, and I don't know if any of you are guessing already what the name of that shop is.
Have you got an happy mail jingle?
I have. I'll put my happy mail jingle on in a second.
We won't have jingles for everything.
So
We'll go on for that.
if any of you want to guess what the name of this shop is, I am just going to step off screen just for a second, because I don't want to upset anybody if there's a little bit of a costume fail, or whatever they call, wardrobe fail they call it, isn't it? So I'll put on the happy news. No, I'll put on the question. No, I haven't got one. I haven't got one.
Oh no!
Do me a jingle.
Oh, what is it? Happy mail.
Yes.
Happy mail.
No, careful.
What? Look out! And see, I try my best. I'm being told. I'm being told off for copyright. It's not. I changed the words. And anyway, I don't sing in tune, so we're safe. Wrong tune. There we go. She's back.
I've got a Piggly
Wiggly.
Wiggly t-shirt, so thank you, Phyllis. Look at this. It's a very snazzy tie-dye Piggly Wiggly. I don't know why, I just love the idea of the shop, being a shop called Piggly Wiggly. Wiggly.
Pardon?
How silly can you
She's
get?
renamed
You
it.
start me off now, don't get me laughing. No, like when I start laughing.
We won't let you near any of the happy news until you've calmed down because you
best
have the
not
giggles
to.
in
So
the
I've got
sad
a
bits.
Piggly Wiggly t-shirt. Thank you ever so much, Phyllis. And it's lovely. It's not too roomy. It's plenty of roomy to be comfortable. You know, like, oh yeah, I'd love to wear those tight-fitted ones, but I've not got the figure for that. I need something with a bit of space in it. So this is brilliant. Thank you ever so much, Phyllis, and I love it. Right, I'm going to go and put my sweatshirt back, my top back on now because it's not hot here tonight. It's rather nippy. Well, winter rather than autumn's come to Wales, I think.
Yes. Another thing that's come up on several comments, chat with people in the video comments, is Storm Helen. I believe it's Storm Helen is the one that's causing all the terrible troubles over in the United States at the moment. There are storms going right across Europe as well, and there's been some awful news coming in. But I know certain areas of America, I know there was mention of, I believe, Tennessee and Florida and other places where some of our friends on YouTube are. So our thoughts and love go to you all, and particularly to those who the news coverage have shown who have, so many people lost their complete homes and some people lost loved ones as well. So if you've been impacted by that in your locality, our hearts go out to you tonight, and we just wish you all well at the moment and trust that things are improving for you weather-wise. Because I know it tends to be when you have bad storms over in America, we just get nasty weather as the tail end of it a little while later. But I know when the storms hit out there, they really do hit. So our thoughts are with you all anyway, and with those that have had such devastating loss. I saw one news article where a lady had just managed to take her photographs, and I empathise with that lady because I've got a feeling that that's the sort of thing I'd go for as well. Is take the photos, but she had her photos.
Wouldn't take me. You take the photos.
Well, she had the photos, but she lost her home.
Yes.
So she still had the pictures, but her home was gone. So you know, our thoughts go out to everybody who's caught up in any of that.
Right. So shall we move on and have our first question?
Nancy said, "Oh, that's a blast from the past. They left my area at least 30 years ago. Great shirt." Talking about your Wiggly, because the comments are coming in.
You think this shop would be the biggest one in America with that sort of name, wouldn't you? I just love it. Never been there, but that's on my bucket list. How sad is that? One day before I die, I'm going to shop in Piggly Wiggly. Right, let's have a question. There we go, you're on.
Righto. I just noticed a comment come up. I didn't recognize the name Random Doodles, and it says, "Been a long time since I commented."
Oh, Random Doodles. That's Tom from Caerphilly Castle.
Yeah. And
Lovely. Hello, Tom.
Yeah. Tom from Leeds, now a lawyer.
Oh, well done.
You'll defend me for singing songs that I'm not allowed, won't you, Tom?
Don't associate with him, you could ruin your career.
I'm
I'm so pleased for you.
Congratulations, Tom. I trust you have a tremendously successful career.
Yes.
And keep in touch, because I never know when I might need a friend who's a lawyer. Yeah, that's Tom, who we met in the castle when we joined up at into, what they call it, Cadur.
Cadu, yes.
Cadur.
Cadu. There's no R, is it?
Cadu.
Cadu.
And that's and it's courtesy of Cadu we've been able to share some of the castle's videos with you all. So there we go. I thought I know the name, and then I was just reading the comment. Right, you've played the jingle. I better do a question. Here we go, folks. Straightforward question to start with. All the questions are choice of 3 answers, so it's worth having a go anyway. How many clay pipes with stems on did we find in this week's video? 2, 3, or 4?
Oh, go! Sorry.
Just forgot.
I've been out of the getting changed, so I missed it all. Sorry,
Right,
go
go now, folks. How many was it? Was it 2 pipes with stems on, 3 pipes with stems on, or 4 pipes with stems on that we found in this week's video? Alright, so you can go with the numbers or you can go with the letters. It's entirely up to you. I thought it was straightforward enough, so I just give you the numbers. How many did we find? Did we find 2, 3, or 4?
Have you seen Trims and things said they found a Blackpool tower? Most interesting brick is one probably depicting Blackpool Tower with the name Blackpool Bricks on the bottom. Do you know anything about it? I've never heard of one like that. That'd be brilliant with a tower on it as well, wouldn't it? Shame to hide that when you're putting the motor on. You want that showing.
Oh, so I wonder if they were actually to commemorate
They could have
the
been,
tower, or whether they were actually made for the tower.
I'm sure somebody will find out and let us know, because you're a clever lot when it comes to research.
Or possibly when they built the tower, they gave a brick, a memorial brick to the sort of councillors and people like that. Maybe.
You never know.
Because I know I've seen them with royalty on. You have things like the Jubilee of King so-and-so, or Victoria's reign and all that. So I've seen a couple of those that commemorative bricks. And I've actually seen them built in as well, where they've had them built in the wall and it's been written on the edge. But generally when it's written on the top, then you display the brick with the frog, and I'm not sure. But that's a very interesting find for sure. Okay, right, folks,
we have a winner?
Well, we've got quite a few answers in, so I'm sure there's going to be a winner amongst them. And there is. And we've got 2s, 3s and 4s.
Oh, that's always helpful.
So we've covered all the variety. But I can tell you, because we are about to show you, that there were 3. Because you found 1 and I found 2. Isn't that right?
I got distracted. I have no idea what the question was. Sorry.
The question was, how many magpies were in the tree when we were on our...
Is he talking about pipe bowls?
Yeah, pipe bowls and stems.
Oh dear.
Goodness help us on the long questions. Caroline's lost her train of thought when the question was, how many pipe bowls with stems on did we find?
Magpies.
I was teasing them. I was mocking you.
It's been a long day. I
was mocking you. She needs a break. We've been off for 5 weeks and Caroline needs a break. We've been going for 15 minutes and she's ready for another 5 weeks off.
Right,
I tell you. Okay, so the answer is either B or 3.
Right.
Because we have 3.
Okay.
So the first answer in is correct. It is a B and it's from a man with a spanner, Mr. Ed Creative.
Well done, Ed.
So it's a good start on our return, Ed. You take the gold podium. Somebody was listening to me. Colin Scott takes silver.
Well done, Colin.
And then it's Rachel Ramey.
Well done, Rachel.
Yep, there we go. So it's Ed, Colin and Rachel. You take the return first question, gold, silver and bronze. So there we go. Yeah, it was 3. And we can show you them because you have yours there, my dear. Because you found yours first, didn't you? That was the first one.
Put my glasses on.
That was a stunning find because you.
Oh, yes.
I'd already walked that place, and you walked down the spot there.
All cleaned up. You can see the end on there, the mouthpiece. It's not very long. It's not one of the really super long ones. It's a medium-sized bowl, I'd say. You can get some really long ones. You can see there's a hole there. If I move it up and down, you can see there's a hole in the bottom. But it's the pattern. I saw this and I thought, oh, that's interesting. It's nice looking. So I can get you to focus on it for you. No. So there we go. There's a nice interesting bit of pattern, almost like snake skin. But then there's all this wiggly stuff under there. If I show you this side as well. So I don't think the bit that snapped off there, which way, that way. See, there's a bit missing. I wondered if maybe that was something coming up here, but it's not, because exactly halfway then the pattern starts again. So it was just
might have been there.
A mirror image of this, I think. Oops.
What do you think might have been there? Like that, the little foot.
Yes,
you
the little
sometimes
foot
have a little
off.
Foot on the bottom there on some of them. I think maybe that snapped.
Good point.
That's what I'm thinking. Right, so that was the first one we found. Now, this is my find. This is the second one we found. And all it was showing was that. And I'm sure you can see why I thought that was a twig. That's all it was showing. When I caught over and pulled it, that was on the other end. And now I've cleaned it up, we can see it's got the 3 feathers, which is used as one of the symbols here in Wales, with Eich written under it. It's the symbol of the Prince of Wales, but obviously it's much, its origins are from France, isn't it? And that's on both sides.
What's underneath? Is that a heart underneath on the bottom there? Or a flower?
Not quite sure. I think
I think it's a heart.
It's a heart, I think.
Possibly, would you all reckon? A heart or a flower? There seems to be little bits underneath, wiggly bits sticking up. I don't know. I'm not sure. Hello, Lisa.
Any clearer? Oh, yeah, it's clearer on that side, isn't it?
So look. I put this straight there like that. Yeah, still see you behind. Yeah. Oh, yes, definitely a heart, isn't it? Very nice.
So there's quite a bit of detail on that. And as I say, that little split piece there was sticking out. I was sure it was a stem. I thought it's just a piece of wood. And I pulled it and revealed that. And then we have this one. Now, Caroline said, is it terracotta? And the jury's out, because I think it's just discoloration, as you said on the day, because some of it has come off. But there's definitely a nice pattern to it. And what I like about this one is, can you see the collar there, where the plain stem has been joined possibly to the pipe? See?
What do we get?
There's a collar around there.
And there's something written on the other side. Did you know there was something written on the other side?
No. Something written?
I thought it was.
Is there?
When you turned around, I thought I could see some writing, but I could be wrong. Let's see.
No, I think it's just the way the dirt is.
No. Wait, let me just check. Just out of interest.
Don't think it's words.
There's something there, isn't
Hieroglyphics.
There's definitely a circle. Yeah, probably not. I haven't got my loop down here, so... Oh well.
Oh, there might have been something.
I'll tell you what, you carry on and I'll see if I can go find my loop.
You go find your loop, dear. So they were the 3 pipes we found. So well done to those who said 3. I think over half of you said 3. So yeah, Caroline, sure there's definitely something at the bottom of there. Yeah, I can see it. But they were the 3 pipes we found. But of course, we also found other things, because this was an incredible trip. This was we've got some videos that we will be releasing that were made prior to us going off air. But we wanted to share with you our first video recorded now coming back. So that video was recorded just last week, and we've got more in that series, but we've also got some from previous. So there's going to be a little bit of jump over the next couple of weeks, in fact next couple of months, with the seasons. So you may go from autumn to summer to autumn to summer, because some were filmed back in June and some were filmed now at the end of September. But we wanted to bring you the first trip out since we've restarted, because we haven't been going out mudlarking for a month. So this was our first trip out, and what a trip to see so much stuff. And we're so grateful to the bottle diggers that are working that particular area for being so generous as to leave the items to one side rather than destroy them, because sometimes we turn up and a lot of things have been broken to the point that you feel that it's not just damage when it's been brought out. And we know there have been instances where people have seen people dig in, and if they don't want something, they just smash it. But that's not the general rule. Generally, the bottle diggers are a very kind, generous group, and this particular area, they've been so generous to us, because to find all that stuff on the side of the trench was just amazing. And I know a lot of you have commented on how much you loved it all too, so that was excellent.
Can't find it. Got a loop. I was using it the other day, and it's disappeared.
Well, I was looking at the video as it played, because of course a few seconds went. There's definitely something at the bottom.
I can't see what it is.
Something there. Definitely something.
Could be something really interesting or something really boring.
Right. Have you got any finds to show? Have you got a find to show?
Yes, I have. I got this one, which
yes.
obviously is a big shame that it's not complete, but that's what I saw, and I thought, oh, that's a nice, that's a nice little motif. But what I'm going to do is, I don't like using the little dry mill, so I'm going to get Phil to cut that all the way around for me, and I've got that then as a little motif to stick on something, and I think it's really nice and quite well detailed, really, for something like a jug. And you can, it's, what I find interesting, can you see just very vaguely is the difference in the colour glaze between the handle and the actual jug? Which makes me think that possibly the handle was made from something different to the jug, because surely when they painted over it all with the glaze, before they fired it, it would have been the same glaze. They wouldn't have spent that much time putting a slightly different glaze on it. But then again, why would they have used a different clay? So something, perhaps maybe it was just a different batch of clay, so it was a different colour. But there's definitely, I think, I don't know if you can see, there's more grey to the handle than there is to the actual, it's more cream, the base of the vase, and the handle's more cream. Just wondering. Oh, Rachel said, did the handle come out of the... Yeah, I think the handle went here. You can see there where it was snapped off. So I probably went up, whoop, and back in again onto this big, huge jug, of which I just have this bit. But I just thought that I really like. Needs a bit of work, but I really like that.
Trims and Things just looked it up, and apparently the brick was a limited edition collector's item. But there was a few used to make buildings. This one was found after a house demolition.
Oh, there you go then. So they used it in the house. There we go.
They actually used it in the house, by the sounds of it. But that makes, as I said, a rare find, and it certainly is if it was a limited edition. So, lucky find there. Excellent.
There you go. I'm back, and I think we better have another question because it's nearly 25 past.
Oh, you question crazy,
I am. I'm obsessed. You're back on, apparently.
Well, Halifax is a significant town in that part of Yorkshire, and it is certainly shows its significance because all over the area we work in up there, we find items marked Halifax, and Caroline even found an item this time where they gave the name of the location. I think it was Ovenden, and then they put near Halifax, because Caroline said Mr. Halifax because she didn't have her glasses on at first. So obviously being near Halifax was seen as something worth mentioning, and it has been a significant place for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it goes back so far into history. The big thing up there was the woolen trade. That really put modern day Halifax then, through the Industrial Revolution and through the Victorian era. That's what really gave it its status. Such a status that there are towns and cities around the world that are named after it, as people from that area have travelled and set up in different parts of the world and named their home area Halifax, and those have grown up as well. But of course, the other thing that is takes the name of Halifax and has given it a sense of fame is the Halifax Building Society. Now, the Halifax Building Society was founded in 1853 and became the largest building society in the UK 60 years later in 1913. But the Mutual Society became a bank in 1997. And they were taken over following the big crash of the economy and the banks, 2007-8. Then in 2009, the Halifax was taken over by another major bank. Which bank took over the Halifax Building Society in 2009?
Go!
You haven't got the answers yet.
No, oh sorry, don't go.
You go. And see if you can make it up.
You stopped and I thought it was time for me.
You walked off again.
I'm off.
You've been off again.
Yeah, but it's Ed's fault. Ed made me do it.
Wait now. So, who took over the Halifax Bank in 2009? Was it A, Bank of Scotland, B, Lloyds TSB, or C, Barclays?
Go.
And hang on, no.
Don't go yet either. there.
Right, we've had all the answers coming in. It's going to be from now, go.
Go, 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 go. Right, the reason why I disappeared, Ed said you can blow bubbles with a pipe. And I thought, well, let's try. So I put a little bit of washing up liquid in the bottom. A little bit of water, and just in case we have a disaster, I got this. Let's have a go.
Don't do it over the computer.
Oh, I ran out of water on the way down. I shall be back in 1 second, or perhaps 5 seconds.
Well, you're causing havoc when you're here.
I know. You're supposed to blow, not suck. Yep, 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 yep. So yes, you can. I'm going to empty this now. Right, do we have a winner?
Yeah, I've just got to sort out the confusion you caused. Caroline caused that a confusion by shouting go and we hadn't given you the answers. And...
Oh, well, first doing that, and no, there are no maker's marks so we can see on the pipes, unfortunately. Right.
Right then. So, going from when I said go, because the answer is actually Lloyd's TSB. The Halifax merged with the Bank of Scotland earlier and became HBOS, but then the entire enterprise was taken over in 2009 by Lloyd's TSB, which was B. So going from when I said go, so this is going to be controversial, the first correct answer would have been Ribble Finds and Crafts. Second correct answer would be Rachel Ramey. And the third correct answer would be Anne Goodwin. All right. There was a row of B's as soon as we said go. But the first three of those were Ribble Finds and Crafts. Got the gold.
Well
Rachel,
done,
you got the silver. And
well done, Rachel.
Anne, you got the bronze.
Well done, Anne.
But I am going to give a special award.
Oh, special award.
Special award to Ed Creative.
Oh, why?
And the reason I'm going to give Ed a special award is because when Caroline said go, unlike some who put C's and B's, even though I hadn't given any answers, he was first in and he wrote the word Lloyd's. So he knew the
Big on the
answer.
mark.
He was correct. He was first, but he was on... we had to do a restart, Ed. So you get a special mention and award because you did know the answer, although after saying go the second time, your correct answer comes further down than the top three. Now, if that didn't confuse you, nothing will. Shall we have some news?
Hello, Rita.
Shall we do some happy news? Shall we
Yes,
do some happy
okay,
news?
should we
You're going to
some
do your happy news?
Okay, I'll do mine. Try not to laugh right the way through. Oh, hello, Karen. Just in from work.
Yeah, we got Karen's in from work. Rita's been cooking bread. It's all happening out
Oh, I
there.
tell you,
It's
you're
all
so
happening.
busy.
These time zones, it's all happening. Right.
Right, here we go. Young hikers come to the rescue. A woman who broke her leg. See, I wish I didn't do this all the time. It's not a laugh already.
terrible.
A woman who broke her leg while hiking was rescued by a trio of strapping young whippersnappers who carried her all the way down the mountain on their backs.
I don't choose the words, I just take it from
That's
the...
good.
Yeah.
But you use
That's how it was
whippersnappers?
written. No, that's how it was written.
Eve realised she'd been alone for the 3.2-mile trek. Ursula Bannister had been confident of getting to the place where she scattered her mother's ashes 23 years ago. You keep putting all these sad things in to try and get me laughed, don't you?
No, it's not.
She has gone up many times before. As the 79-year-old predicted, she made it to the top, left some flowers and began heading back down again. Catching a hole in the trail bed with her foot, she fell forward hard and saw her foot was pointed the wrong way. In pain, she cried out for help, and before long, a group of 3 young hikers came to her side and called 911. A search and rescue team said they'd be there in 5 hours. That's not very helpful, is it? 20-year-old Troy May, an Air Force airman who was hiking with his fiancée and a friend, Leighton Allen, realised the woman had nothing to help her cope with 5 hours of agony, so he took action. Lifting her gently onto his back, he began the slow journey downhill, hiking 3/4 of the journey while Allen took care of the home stretch. On the way, they passed occupational therapist Emily O'Brien, who led Ursula through some breathing exercises, and physical therapist Tim Mayer, who splintered her leg. She eventually received 11 screws and a titanium plate and a long road to recovery that saw some of her rescue team come and visit her, including May, who won an Air Force medal for his efforts. Ursula said, I was just overwhelmed with gratitude that these people literally came out of the woods to help me, and they were totally unselfish and kind, adding that the friendship she gained in May and the others was worth more than the pain and discomfort. And isn't it amazing and really great that so many medical people happened to be there at the time she was? Because there could have been nobody medical.
Yeah.
It's all hit and miss, isn't it?
And the three guys that found her didn't have any medical training, but as they were coming down, they met people who were able to assist. And that's what drew me to that story, was everybody just doing what they could. All strangers, three together, the other two weren't. The lady didn't know anyone, but together they made it possible. And the fact that the lady appreciates their friendship so much. She's made friends with these young people who rescued her. And it was nice that the lad that carried her the furthest, he carried her, I think it's 3/4 of the way, got an award from the Air Force for his actions. So it's nice when people are recognised for doing those things. So all in all, I felt that was a nice story.
Nice.
A nice ending. An awful lot of the happy news has happy endings, but not necessarily. Very often the happy endings come out of a tragedy, like the poor woman broke her leg and ended up with 11 screws and a plate. You know, and she looks at her foot and is facing the wrong way. That's not good. That's not good. But
Rachel, well done, Rachel. Really, you've interrupted Phil. Thank you so much. A $10 super chat. Caroline and Phil, I'm glad you took the time to care for your mum and yourselves, but I'm also so glad you're back. Here's some cash to buy some more fairy liquid for those pipes. Oh, thank you so much, Rachel. That's really kind of you, and we really do appreciate that. It's very thoughtful.
Yes, we do indeed. That's very generous. Thank you so much, Rachel.
And I'm going to click a like on that. I don't know what will happen on your end, but I've just clicked a like on it.
There we go. And I can do the same.
Oh, there you go. You got 2 likes on that. Go on and see how many people can give Rachel a like on her little.
I haven't seen the like before.
I've never seen it before either. That's what I thought. What did
I think
it do?
it's probably for the message.
There we go. Oh, well, thank you ever so much.
That's lovely. That's lovely.
Right.
Nice to hear some good news after all the rubbish that the world is going through.
Yeah, it's not a good time on the news. The best thing to do is not watch it.
There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of problems. But, you know, the beautiful thing is that below the surface of all the headlines, there are some wonderful things happening. There are some lovely people. There are far more nice, good, kind, caring people in this world than there are the other sorts. When we had problems in the UK a little while back, just before we went off air, I think it was, when there were riots in the streets. But then the news showed the following day thousands of people, local people, coming out with sweeping brushes and things and cleaning the streets and putting everything back in order. There were more people cleaning up after those riots, voluntarily just coming out and working together, than there were rioters. So, folks, don't let the bad news get the better of you, because you're all nice people. And at the end of the day, if there's that many of us just in this group, how many are there in the world?
That's right.
So keep looking up.
Yeah, and of course we like you, Rachel. Right, and I'm going to show you fine now. And this, I wasn't sure if this was lead. I still don't think it is. There's always a possibility. Let's get really close.
It's actually got a stamp on the bottom of it.
You can see the pretty pattern. The handle snap, there's a hole in it. But on the bottom, let's see if you can see much of that. Showing a bit there. It's very difficult to turn it. Do you think that it made? It looks more like an R than a D, though, doesn't it? A make. I'm not sure what that is. And it's moving a bit. So it's the only bit we can see. So it'd be really nice to know what that actually was. Creative said pewter. Yes, it could be pewter.
I think so.
Yeah, I'd say pewter's right. You can just tell lead's much heavier.
Is that mark or make? Make. It's make.
Yeah, make, I think.
Make.
Yes.
Makers, probably.
Yeah, nobody's got any guesses.
Probably something makers.
But yet it is amazing. It's not in brilliant condition, but it is still very identifiable. So I'm really pleased with that.
A lovely little thing originally, wasn't it?
Yeah, Rachel said it would weigh a lot if it was lead. I think probably a base metal that might have been silver plated. I think that silver plating's long gone. I can't see anything shiny on it now. But the thing is, it must have been something very, it's not the average child's tea set, is it? That's pretty impressive. So probably belong to somebody rich. What if we say it belonged to one of the children of Queen Victoria? Okay? You can't prove me wrong, can you?
Who were playing on a hillside in Yorkshire 100 years ago,
Yeah.
and they lost it.
They could have done.
Right, Caroline has shown one of my finds. I'm going to show one of Caroline's finds, and I'm terribly sorry, dear, but I may be about to pop your bubble, because this find Caroline was quite excited by and brought home because it has a C on it. Now,
You're going to tell me there's not a C now, it's number 6 or something.
underneath what we think is a C
Don't worry, you make me cry, I don't care.
is the words Big Six.
No,
So-
6.
I gotta be honest, I still think it looks like a C.
Yes, if we scratch the bottom bit off, then we can tell people, oh yes, it's a C.
I think it still looks like a C. It
I
does
like
look
it
like
if it's a 6.
yeah, but it's because we were trying to work out why on earth would it say C when the name of the company is Horseful Brothers. It'd have an H. And from Savile Park, but on the back when I cleaned it up, it's trademark Big Six. So they think it's a 6, but we all know it's C for Caroline.
That's right. What do they know, these silly people?
There we go.
Oh, Flower Girl said, I know of ladies in the US who would clean that tiny teapot up, paint it white and put it in a floral display. What a brilliant idea. Yeah, I can see how that would work. Yeah, clever.
Lexi said it is a C
Yeah.
because Caroline has spoken.
Yes,
Lol.
I quite agree, Lexi.
To get some Dremel practice removing that text,
yeah.
Caroline.
Big angle grinder.
Here's another bottle we picked up and brought home, purely out of the intrigue that we hadn't seen a bottle previously that we can recall that had those stripes on it, but then didn't have teaspoons. We've had stripes with teaspoons. We've had stripes with tablespoons. I've even seen one with 2 tablespoons. But that just simply demarked the amount to use and didn't give a quantity. You just poured down to the line, which I suppose makes sense because you're going to pour until it's
Much
gone
more
to the line.
difficult though, isn't it? You don't know whether you've gone past the line.
No, but there we go. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measures in there, but we brought that one home.
Rachel says it looked like mark for ounces. Could be.
There we go.
Trimson said, shh, no one else knows. It's a C. I quite agree.
Right.
We have declared it a C.
Now I've got to find you, which I can link to question. So would you like to show that one, dear? Because you're quite impressed with that.
I was. You know I like my Eiffel Tower lemonade bottles. And we found this, which is the same shape as an Eiffel Tower lemonade bottle. Now let's see if we can get it to focus. Difficult because it's writing on the back as well. It says Rowntrees. Let's try doing it this one, just in case that's any clearer to see. No, dirty as well. And I'll put my glasses on, and it says makers of Rowntrees elect. I can't see an S on there.
No,
It just
I
seems like
didn't.
elect cocoa. So
Elect lemonade.
elect lemonade. And on this one, it says elect cocoa. So it's elect cocoa on this side and elect lemonade on that side.
So maybe they did some chocolate and some lemonade.
Yeah.
Because if I remember rightly,
Some bit
Eiffel
straight
Tower
on-
does lemonade
Lemonade.
and fruit,
Yeah.
mixed fruit.
But they don't put the same on the both, two different
Yeah.
ones on the same bottle.
I think what they've done, Rowntree's being careful with their money, printed one bottle. And then they filled half of them with cocoa and half of them with lemonade.
you pick it up and read, oh no, it can't be that. I'll turn you, oh, it's that one.
Well, it's
Doesn't
white.
seem very accurate,
White
does
inside
it?
rather than brown. But yeah, I hadn't even noticed that they've put an opposite thing. But yeah, and it's makers of Rowntree's Elect Cocoa.
Yes,
And
and
it's
elect, not
not
select.
select. And see, just below the R there, I don't know if it's visible to you, but just below the R, there's a bubble
Oh yes.
in the glass.
Well, Rachel said Rowntree's famous chocolate lemonade.
Yeah.
Could be.
Okay, shall we have a question jingle?
Just a second. Question. There we go.
Right then, folks. Henry Rowntree began to make sweets in York in 1862, while the company was bought by Nestle in 1988. The name hasn't changed because at the end of the day, why would you change a name that has managed to be top of its game for over 100 years? So they stuck with the name, and all the sweets produced here in Britain are produced under Rowntree's, and Rowntree's are still bringing out new products as Rowntree's, but obviously all the profits go to Nestle because they own the company. But there is also a charitable foundation that bears the name of Rowntree, set up by the company to benefit, in particular, children and families as a result of the profits that they were making from selling sweets, which I think is a lovely idea.
It is.
Now, the Rowntree's Foundation has a mission statement that says, ending poverty in the UK is a moral cause to ensure dignity and respect for everyone and to address exclusion and powerlessness. So I thought that was quite a bold statement.
Isn't it?
My question is for you. What was the foundation's capital in its 2023 accounts? Were they holding A, £147 million, or B, £347 million, or C, £547 million?
Go. And that's definitely go. Really go. No, let's go. Oh, here comes some answers already. Sharon's keen with her answers. Is she right? Oh, here comes Lisa.
There's a few people mentioning about Rowntree's and saying that they hadn't heard of Rowntree's and they're going to look it up.
Oh,
Jeff! Hello!
Well done. I think you just about interrupted Phil on the last word of his sentence. Congratulations.
He's interrupted all the people with the questions. It's brilliant.
Oh, thank you so much, Jeff. We got a £10 super chat. Just popping in to wish you both my best thoughts. I know how hard it is to lose your parents, especially Mum. They live on in your thoughts and hearts, even though you shed tears thinking of them. Oh, thank you so much,
Thank
Jeff.
you, Jeff.
That's really kind of you. I'm going to give you a like as well. A thumbs up.
And
There we go.
when we laid Mum to rest, there were only two people there on the undertaker. My brother and I decided that Mum brought us both into the world and we would see her out. And just if anybody wants to have a listen to it, because obviously we can't play it on here, but the tune we played and my brother and I sang along with Johnny Cash at the graveside, it's called Daddy Sang Bass. And it was released on a single by Johnny Cash in 1969. So if you want to have a listen to one of my mum's favourite songs that she's played to me and my brother all our lives, because we lost my dad when I was 6, it's one of the songs Mum always played, and me and my brother, accompanied by Johnny Cash, sang it and said, pot on whether or not they'll give us a strike. At the graveside, so there we go. But Jeff, thank you so much for your kind thoughts.
Appreciate that. Very thoughtful of you.
And you're right, losing Mum, it's been quite a shock because Mum's been sort of just there forever. And having lost Dad when we were very little, she was everything. She took on every role. She was Mum that made a fuss of you. She was Mum that chased you with the stick. She was Mum that did everything.
Those were in the days when you could chase your children
Yes,
with the stick.
he could.
It was allowed. It wasn't,
Yes.
it didn't sound good as if it was a treat for you.
No, but she had to fill every role. Dad died, she had to go to work and she had to raise us, and she was a massive lady. For such a small lady, she accomplished so much. She's travelled the world. She set up a library in the Ukraine 25 years ago.
No, at least.
She went to the Ukraine. She was in her 60s. She went to the Ukraine and set up a library voluntarily with some people. She's travelled to America. She's been to Israel. She's been to Czechoslovakia. She was a house mother in a language school in London. She befriended so many students, she'd get invites to weddings and go around the world. And she passed her driving test at 56 years of age, second attempt in the City of London. Quite an amazing person.
Oh, Tom, congratulations. You interrupted Phil too. Oh, thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you,
£10 super chat
Tom.
from Tom. That's really kind of you. Thank you, Tom.
You are a gentleman and a scholar.
Oh, thank you ever so much. We really do appreciate that.
We
I'm going to
do
give you a
indeed.
like as well. Oh, I like this, being able to give you a like as well.
Yeah, lots of likes.
Right then,
So,
let's
Let's see who got the correct answer.
we haven't done the answer yet.
No, because the answer, right in the middle of my answers, I've got a big yellow sign off Jeff with a beautiful message about my mum, so it distracted me a bit. But I will go back to the top, and I will tell you that the actual answer is not as popular as it might have been. But we have got at least 3 correct answers. I can't see 3 in the top 10. Because the correct answer is, in 2003, at the close of their accounts, the capital value of the fund, of the foundation, was 547 million.
It's a lot of money.
Yep. I believe they have 150 employees. They are involved in housing projects, building affordable housing for people. They're involved in all manner of things that they fund and loan money to. And there's so much good going on in this country for a foundation set up by a guy who opened a sweet manufacturing business in York 160 years ago. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing the change it can make. So, the C's are, hey, he's back with a vengeance. Ed, you're the 4th answer, but you're the first one to go C. So you get gold again.
Well done, Ed.
That's 2 golds and a special mention because he got robbed of his gold by somebody giving him a false start. Then there was Lexi B went
Well
C.
done, Lexi.
And Ian Davis.
Well done, Ian.
So there we go. It's Ed, Lexi, and Ian. You take gold, silver, and bronze. And if I run down the list, Ribble Finds and Crafts went C. Rachel Ramey went C. And Nancy went C. And Jason S. And I think that's... So there weren't a lot of C's. There were a lot of answers, but about half a dozen C's. But yeah, it is surprising they had over 500 million on as the capital value of the foundation. So that's all their investments, all of their properties and everything else that they hold.
Right, think we're on stop a second, so I've got to go over to... Now, YouTube isn't responding, so I don't think you can see. So you keep the screen up, you can tell me if we come back on. And I'm going to go over to YouTube. Dum-dee-dum-dee-dum. I don't think, if you put it back up to the picture, and then we can see that there's no picture at all now, is there?
Oh no, it's gone.
Right, okay then.
Oh, hang on, no,
There we
hang
go.
on.
Well, we're back.
Don't
I
know.
think we might be back.
Don't know where you are, but I'm still on. I don't think it's on the lag, is it?
Has anybody had a break in their thingy? I'm a little bit confused now. No, we seem to be working again.
Yeah, I don't know if we went.
I don't know what happened then. This said nothing. The screen did freeze. There we go. You're on. Yep, we're okay. Oh, let's have a
Oliver
look.
and
Some...
Kate, there's a thank you on the Ko-fi bot.
Right, who's that off?
Thank you, Oliver and Kate, for your Ko-fi donation. That's all,
Thank you,
Oliver.
Oliver and Kate. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. And we really do appreciate that.
We do indeed.
Did anybody see, well, I know a lot of you did see Oliver's Conker collection.
Yes.
And did you see today, Oliver, they were saying that there's a discrepancy now because people have been freezing their Conkers to use in competition to make them harder.
Yes.
So I think they've decided that is cheating.
Freezing conkers is not allowed. That's cheating. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you ever so much, Oliver, Kate. That's brilliant. And I think it's in next week's video, Oliver, that you get a mention.
It's in one of them. I'm not sure which one. Could be next week.
I think it's next week's video. I think you get a mention. So there we go. I'm not going to give too much away. but it's in relation to a particular find, and you get a mention. I believe it's next week's video that you get a mention. So there we go, something to watch out for. This will be coming up at some point. I'm so busy going through them all that I don't know where I am. Right then, so we've done the answers. We're still on. Everything is good, I think. And I've got happy news for you.
Right, okay, and you better get it done quick because we got 2 questions, I think. And we've only got 8 minutes. Go on and go for it.
Reunited just in time. A 6-year-old boy who was kidnapped from a California playground more than 70 years ago has finally been found thanks to his determined and unknown niece. Making headlines all over the English-speaking world, Luis Armando Albino was reunited with lost family members when they discovered he was living on the East Coast, thanks to a DNA test match with his niece, who had never given up hope of finding him. The story begins in 1951, when Albino and his brother Roger were on a playground in West Auckland. A woman in a red bandana arrived in a van and said in Spanish that she would buy Louis some candy. Instead, she kidnapped and flew him to somewhere on the East Coast, where they raised him as their own son. A massive search party was organised at the time, including the military, but Louis was long gone. The first inkling that Luis Albino might be alive was picked up by his 63-year-old niece, Aleida. Just for fun, she took a commercially available DNA test, and she matched 22% with an individual on the East Coast. Going to the Auckland police, she convinced them the new lead was substantial, and a new missing persons case was opened. Then, on June the 20th, investigators told them that her uncle had been found. Louis was able to travel to Auckland with the help of the FBI, where he met his brother Roger, his sister, and his niece, who he embraced first, saying, "Thank you for finding me." Louis later flew out for another 3-week visit in August, after which Roger passed away, living to just within 4 months of being able to see his long-lost brother again.
Oh, amazing story, isn't it?
That's absolutely amazing. And in the Fuller article, they were saying that Roger, the brother, was questioned over and over and over by the police, but he stuck rigidly to his story. The lady in the red bandana took him to the van, and he stuck with it all the way through. And now, 70 odd years later, he was back together. And such timing, because they were able to be reunited, you know, just 4 months before Roger passed away. But now they're back together, they've met the family. And they were saying that Louis, the lad that was taken away, he joined the forces. He served his nation in Vietnam. He went on to be a firefighter and served a full career in the firefighting. He is a father, he's a grandfather, so he's got all his stories and this whole family to bring into the family of his niece, who at 60 odd years of age found her uncle.
Yeah, amazing.
After such a long time, and he disappeared 10 years before she was born. Amazing, absolutely amazing. But another story that was so tragic for so long, but then that happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
That happy ending. So, you know, it's nice to know that even when things have gone bad for a time, there's still that hope of something changing, and for that family it did. It all changed, which is great. Okay.
Right, we really need to have another
Do
question.
you think so? Do you think so, dear?
I can't find my questions now. There we go.
This is linked to this find. Now, I believe we've once found a bottle like this before.
Really cute, isn't it?
Valentine's meat juice.
I think the one we found was chipped. I don't think it was whole.
Yeah, I think you may be right. But there we go. Valentine's meat juice.
Isn't it very delicate?
And
You don't look lovely on a dressing table.
it's not a reference to the patron saint of love and lovers. It's actually the surname of a gentleman called Man Valentine. And he made great claims for his meat juices, including its use as a supplement for his wife, who he claimed had stomach cancer and improved thanks to this wonderful mixture that he'd made. But while he was singing the praises of his concoction, the Maybrick scandal gave the juice an awful lot of bad press. What was the Maybrick scandal? Was it A, a murder trial? Was it B, a fraud case? Or was it C, a compensation claim?
Go! Well, Tina's got a couple of those bottles.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, this is only the second one we found. We haven't found any in this area, so I don't know. Obviously not looking where they are. Oh, Flower Girl said, thanks to these Mudlark videos, I'm now picking up the tiny alcohol 1 ounce sample bottles.
We've got a few of those,
right.
haven't we? Yeah, they're cute there.
Right then, we better get on with the answers because there's plenty
they're
in.
coming
So
in
I
now.
know
They
we've
just
got
come,
at least one right one.
Just come flooding in. They did. They just come flooding in. Right then, folks. It was a murder trial.
Ooh.
Yep. There was, and this was on both sides of the Atlantic. The story was big news because it was an older English husband married to a younger American bride, and she is reported to have poisoned him with arsenic. And they said that they found arsenic in
Oh, not in the
his
juice.
Valentine's fruit juice. But here's what got the scandal going. There was a article placed into a healthy food guide magazine that said the amount of arsenic in the bottle probably did less harm than the actual juices themselves.
I can see that's probably right, yeah.
So they really slagged it off, because when you turn around and say that a murderer's attempt to put arsenic in the bottle, they did find her guilty. She was sentenced to be hanged, but she walked free 15 years later. And there is reason to believe that she never killed her husband, because he actually took arsenic regularly, as some people did in those days. They believed that small amounts of arsenic were good for you. She was accused of doing it because they knew she'd mixed up arsenic from flypapers, but she said she used it in a concoction for her face makeup, which they also did in those days.
Don't do it nowadays. If anybody's
No.
got ideas, please do not do any of this.
So
It's
they
very dangerous.
think it could have been a
crazy.
case of accidental overdose, but the reality was that there was arsenic, amount of arsenic found in a bottle of Valentine's meat juice, but this publication said that the meat juice was probably more dangerous than the arsenic. So there we go. Bad press from a murder trial. So who said A? Oh boy, he's going for a clean sweep.
Not again.
If it hadn't been for a false start in the last question, due to who we will not say, then Ed Creative would be gold, 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 gold all the way. He's gone for it again. Ed, you've got another
Well
go.
done, Ed.
You have been so keen tonight. Sharon Paget,
Well
you've
done,
got
Sharon.
silver. Rachel Bailey.
Well done, Rachel.
And a special mention to Ian Davis, who was pipped to the
Oh,
post for
nearly
that
there,
bronze
Ian, nearly
place
there.
by Rachel Bailey. But there we go. 4 in a row. Excellent.
Right, we're going to have to go straight over
To the
next.
big question.
Right, for the big question, do you want to show your card bottle?
Yeah.
Because Trims and Things is getting really edgy on this. Where's the card bottle? Where's the card bottle? It's coming, it's coming. Here it is.
Here we go, folks. It is Hunt and Horsefield. So it's H&H. And it's Halifax. And as you can hear,
Marbles in it.
there's the marble in the top. The only
Bye,
thing is,
Bonnie.
they're hard work to clean. That's on the outside. That's like metallic. But inside, it's very hard to clean because of the way they're designed. But I have got it that clean for you tonight because it was rather ponking when I brought it home.
What?
But there we go, folks. Second ever whole card bottle that we have found. And what a find. What a day. Okay, the question.
Here we go.
How many times did you see Mankey appear in this week's video? Go.
Oh, here we go.
How many times did you see Mankey? What do you think? Put your numbers in, folks. I'll give you a clue. It is less than 6, if I'm right.
It's more than one.
It's more than 1
It's
and
more than
less than
0.
6, if I'm right.
Here come some numbers. Ooh, one filming. Thing is, when I film, I'm using my GoPro and you're actually filming through something about this big. And that's why not only do I not have my glasses on, but I'm trying to see things through this little screen. So sometimes I go like this, but usually I'm looking through and you can't see what on earth's going on. You're guessing mainly. Oh, Ribble's in. And Ribble's saying 4. Stevie, you're right. So, do we have a winner?
We do.
We do. Right, who's the winner?
We have a winner because according to my count, the very first answer in was correct.
Oh.
Tina Thompson,
Oh.
gold podium with 4.
Well done, Tina.
Followed by P. Mitch
Well done, P. Mitch.
with 4. Followed by, and I'm so pleased he's in tonight and got on a podium because by the time Ribble Finds puts his answer in, very often he's correct but misses the podium. But he's the third 4. Therefore, bronze goes to Steve at Ribble Finds and Crafts.
Well
it is
done,
4
Steve.
times. And within 0.01 of a second, I agree with all of your measurements. I had the exact same written down here. Yeah, it was 4 times in my pocket, then in pocket again. But of course, the second time he was in the pocket, some may have missed it because he was peeking. He was in my shirt pocket, but my coat was half closed and he was popping around the corner. First time, he was on display. Third time, he was stood behind me on the bank by the carrier bag when I was talking about making the area safe before Caroline and I went in. He was up on, I'm sure everybody saw him in plain or pattern.
Yes.
So there we go. We may have been away for 5 weeks, but we've still managed to overrun. We've still
Something's
managed to
never
not get
changed.
all the questions in. Everything is as it ever was.
Yes.
Welcome back to the normality that is so not normal.
And as it is, things are not going to be normal.
Oh,
Yes, not going to
correct.
be normal next week because it's our Max's 6th birthday. So we're going up to Hastings because he's having a party.
Yeah.
Dinosaur themed again. He loves
Yeah.
dinosaurs.
So Max is actually 6 on the 12th. So my mum would have been 90 on the 11th. So we'll be travelling up on my mum's, what would have been her 90th birthday, to have a day with Max and the family for his birthday. So there will be a premiere.
Yes.
We will put out a premiere and we will get onto Nathan's internet at 9 o'clock and be in the chat. Because we're at their home so we can use their internet, so we'll be in the chat. But we can't do the live show because we won't be travelling back until Sunday.
No. So we will
Okay.
miss you all again next week, but we'll be back the week after. Honest, we'll be
But
here.
there is a premiere Friday.
Yes, we'll see you then.
And hopefully I'm right and Oliver, you get a mention.
Yes.
All right?
Well, thank you ever so much for joining us, and we'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget,
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.